Welcome to Urban Legends Uncovered, your spine-tingling journey through the world of urban legends and spooky lore. Here's your host, paranormal expert, Mark Sellers.
Welcome, listeners, to another thrilling episode of Urban Legends Uncovered. I'm your host, Mark Sellers, and today we're diving deep into a narrative that weaves fear into the very fabric of our existence. The haunting tale of the killer in the woods. This legend has slithered its way through history, whispering tales of malice and mystery. But where did it begin? Our journey today will transport you to the shadowy forests that cradle this spine-tingling story, tracing its roots and exploring the nuances that have allowed it to persist across different cultures through the ages. The killer in the woods, as it is often called, seems to have originated from the deeply ingrained fear of the unknowable, lurking just beyond the tree line. Forests, with their labyrinth of towering trees and creeping shadows, have always been a source of fascination and fear for humanity. Historically, these stories began as whispers among communities whose daily lives intersected heavily with the natural world. They tell of a spectral figure, sometimes described as a former human gone awry, a ghostly presence from another world, or perhaps an estranged hermit with a malevolent agenda. This figure would lie in wait, ready to pounce on unsuspecting wanderers who dared to intrude. One of the most intriguing aspects of this urban legend is its variability. Depending on where you are in the world, the details of the killer in the woods change as fluidly as the wind that rustles the forest canopy. In the dense forests of North America, people speak of a ghostly woodsman wielding an axe sharpened by years of solitude. In Scandinavian tales, the creature becomes a vengeful spirit lost to time, emerging when the fog rolls in thick over the pines. Meanwhile, in Japan, there are tales of malevolent forest creatures called yokai, spirits that lure the curious deeper into the woods with baleful cries. What psychological threads tie us so intimately to these tales? The common denominator, perhaps, is the inherent fear of isolation and the unknown, psychological fears that forests so starkly represent. In these wild places, we are removed from society's protective cocoon, confronting not only the physical dangers hidden within, but also those darker aspects of our psyche that emerge when we are alone. The silent witness of the forest holds a mirror up to the basest of human fears, of what might come unseen in the night. There's something eerily captivating about retelling stories tied to the killer in the woods. Let me share with you one such anecdote that continues to haunt local folklore in the Appalachian region. As the story goes, a group of campers ventured deep into the woods, following a trail they had often conquered in daylight. But as the sun succumbed to night, they became aware of a shadowy figure that seemed to mimic their footsteps. When they stopped, the silence was deafening, except for the eerie knock of a distant axe. They eventually returned to their camp, only to find it destroyed, a chilling message carved into a tree: "Go no further." Whether or not these tales are true, they remain etched in the local imagination as a reminder of the legends that sing through the trees. The cultural impact of the killer in the woods extends far beyond small towns or whispered campfire stories. Its dark allure has inspired countless forms of popular media, from horror films that exploit the tension of an unseen predator to novels that delve into the psychological breakdown of characters trapped by their fears. The legend has become a narrative cornerstone. Films such as The Blair Witch Project and novels like Stephen King's The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon tap into the primal fear imbued by this legend, drawing audiences into a shared sense of dread that reflects back our collective fears. Why do such urban legends persist and even evolve over time? One answer may lie in their adaptability. As society shifts, so too do these narratives, updating themselves to accommodate modern fears while retaining their core truths. The killer in the woods might now take the form of a more contemporary threat, a rogue camper perhaps, or an escaped convict, but the fundamental fear remains unchanged. At the heart of these stories is a timeless anxiety about what we cannot control, what we cannot see. While it is thrilling to get lost in the macabre allure of such stories, it's equally important to reflect on real-life precautions when venturing into wilderness areas. While the legend is mostly fictional, personal safety should always be a priority. Awareness of surroundings, understanding the environment, and preparedness are key factors one mustn't overlook. Stories like The Killer in the Woods, while primarily fictional, echo real dangers one might face in isolated natural settings. As we wind down this exploration of fear-fueled fantasies, it's clear the forest is more than mere trees and paths. It's a setting, a character within the story of human imagination. The enduring nature of fear, whether caused by urban legends or real dangers, is a shared facet of human experience. Our tales of terror live on, not just in fear, but in fascination, curiosity, and the thrill of the unknown. And so, as we close the chapter on tonight's episode of Urban Legends Uncovered, I hope our journey into the heart of the killer in the woods has stirred the shadows of your imagination. We've seen how this tale has bridged cultures, dissected the fears that stoke its flames, and explored its ripple effect on our storytelling traditions. Remember, these legends, while spine-chilling, hold power because they connect us to the intangible, echoes of human fears that persist, much like shadows among trees. Thank you for joining us, and remember to stay curious, stay safe, and perhaps think twice before venturing too far off the beaten path. Until next time, keep the fire burning and your ears open, for you never know what whispers might find you in the dark.
You've been listening to Urban Legends Uncovered. If you enjoyed this podcast, please click the subscribe button to get alerted when we drop a new episode. And make sure to visit us at www.urbanlegendsuncovered.com. We'll see you next time.